Yo, what's happening, sports people? It's your boy Larry, and we're back today with a little preview of the college football playoff coming up tomorrow. Yeah, we're like 24 hours away from the matchup between Alabama and Cincinnati, and the other matchup between Georgia and Michigan. But first, I want to talk about the first game coming up. It's going to be Alabama and Cincinnati. Let's take Cincinnati first. I'll tell you what, man. I want to give some credit to Cincinnati because for the last 3-4 years, these guys have been knocking on the door, and they had the committee wouldn't let them in for whatever reason. They weren't the glamorous school. They weren't one of the big Power Fives, but now Cincinnati played their way in this year, and I don't think they're going to disappoint. They kind of remind me of Notre Dame back when we had the BCS, and they wouldn't let Notre Dame in because the excuse was, well, Notre Dame's not in the conference, so it wouldn't be fair to the conference champions. And they finally let Notre Dame in, but they ran up against Alabama and kind of embarrassed themselves. I don't really see that with Cincinnati this year. I'm not calling Cincinnati for the win, but I kind of feel like if Cincinnati can keep this game close going into the third or fourth quarter, they have a shot. You know what I mean? I'll tell you what, that quarterback they have, Desmond Ridder, that kid, he's the real deal. And I kind of think that for as much as you say about Bryce Young he doesn't get rattled, he's got ice in his veins. I think the same can be said for Desmond Ridder in this situation. Cincinnati's defense is going to show up, and because from what I understand, from what I've seen, Alabama hadn't played a defense like Cincinnati. Cincinnati's got two good cornerbacks, two good safeties. So their secondary is going to make a big difference. In this game for Cincinnati. As far as offense for Cincinnati, yeah, they have some weapons, but like I said, the main one to me is going to be the quarterback Desmond Ridder because he's going to he's definitely the difference maker on that team. Now let's talk about Alabama. In a way, I kind of think Alabama's going into this, kind of putting themselves, with that underdog mentality because they have everything to lose in this. So Cincinnati's going to come in and play fast and loose, and they've got nothing to lose by not playing balls out. So I'll tell you what, for Alabama, I can't say that you're gonna blow Cincinnati out the way you've been doing other teams this year. Cincinnati's gonna definitely try to keep it close. John Mechie being absent, the second best receiver on the team, that him being out is gonna show up early, I believe. So it's gonna be on these other guys, Billingsley mainly. He's gonna have to step up and show that, hey, our receiving core is just as good, even though we're missing one guy. My biggest concern for Alabama, and I'm telling you, my biggest concern for them is going to be the defense, and not so much the front seven, but I'm more concerned about the secondary because Patrick Surtain, Minka Fitzpatrick, those guys y'all had back there, they're gone, and right now, everybody in the country is pretty much saying the secondary is suspect. So, with all that being said, I'm gonna stick with Alabama on this one because like I said, that championship pedigree, I feel like it's gonna show up. Nothing, not taking nothing away from Cincinnati because, like I said, they're gonna prove to you that they deserve, they belong in this top four category. I think we're gonna see Cincinnati around for a while, but right now, I think it's just too much Alabama in their pedigree. So I'm going to make my call. I'm going to say Alabama's going to take the first game. All right, folks. Now let's get on the second game, of the evening. It's going to be Georgia and Michigan. Like I said, I got no script on this one. I'm pretty much going to go off the head because, honestly, I'm not expecting much out of Michigan on this one. I kind of think Michigan may have spent too much energy beating Ohio State. And, you take that for what it is because, like I said, I've always said Ohio State was kind of suspect, in their position. So, Michigan, outside of Blake Corum and right now I'm drawing a blank on the quarterback, but outside of your running game with Blake Corum, who's he's going to be half healthy, I believe, but that's about the only chance you have, is pretty much getting your running game established. But with Georgia's defense, who doesn't allow people to run at all, not seeing too much going on there. Look, guys. This is pretty much Georgia's game, to win. I'm not expecting too much out of Michigan. I mean, if you ask my opinion, they're pretty much lucky to be there. But
how dare you?
They'll come in. They'll play for Harbaugh's job, because I know the media is pretty much going to if and when Michigan loses this game, Jim Harbaugh's job security is going to come up. So. If Michigan's playing for anything, it's to keep Jim Harbaugh's job security in check. But like I said, outside of that, this is going to be a one-sided game for Georgia. So hey guys, that's all I got for championship weekend. Like I said, I'm picking Alabama, to come out of the first game, and I'm picking Georgia to come out of the second, and we'll see, We'll see how that turns out. We're going to have another SEC championship game for the national championship. So check it out, folks. That's all I got for today. Hope you guys enjoy the games. And like I said, I'll be back next week with my preview of the championship game. All right. We'll talk to you guys later. Peace.